Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Aussie Built Rides. I'm Anthony and we are continuing to actually put this back together now. So, we're going to start on this one here, right at the front where the last piece has come off. I need to make one of these brackets on the bottom here. So you can see it's got one on this side. It's completely snapped off this side. So, the plan today is I'm actually going to get a piece of metal, have it go under here, bend out backwards and then to the side again so we can replace this, and it's just going to bolt to in here instead. Only needs to hold that very front piece. I don't know what you would want to call it. It's just a very small little section that goes along the front of the bike to match up with it. So we're going to get that built. And what else was on the list? Oh, I got to bend the chain guard. The chain guard is bent in the wrong way, so I need to just pull that back out really, really quickly. And the rest of it is just going to be putting stuff back on the bike to whatever level I can get. Paint's still out in the yard drying up, so not much I can do for a while. And yeah, that's today's job. So let's get to it. Alright, so here's the headlight. So I've put this gloss piece back on, as you can see. That way, now you can see. So I've just got an off-cut piece of metal here. This is what I'm gonna get. Fuck. This is what I'm gonna use to make the bracket out of. So I'm just gonna trim it up a bit, make it more square, and then I'm gonna bend it. So the idea is it's going to come up and out from under here, bend back this way, and it's going to be shaped like an L bracket to start with. So it'll have the L bit that comes out, and it'll be bent to suit come under this screw right here. So I'm going to go trim that up, and I will get back to you after that. Alrighty, so I got that bracket built. As you can see, it's just a little bit of sheet metal. It's been bent in various ways to make it suit and measure up to the exact as the other side. I've put a well nut straight in it, which is the same thing that's actually in this side. So that will do perfectly, and that'll hold the front. So with that on, I believe that means I can start installing stuff back on the bike. So let's start it. Well, this is going to be good. Shit back on the bike. It's been a while. Alright, so first things first, before we even put the headlights on, I've got a little mod. These are just tiny little red LEDs, and I'm going to use these to replace park lights. So they simply plug into here. Oh, they've got to put them in the right way. See, that one's in the wrong way. Turn it around, and you get red. It's in right. There we go. This would be a very difficult mod if you were doing it in it alone, because the headlight is one of the last things to come off, but for me, it's nice, quick and easy. So everything's off already. So I'll just quickly bolt this piece back to the headlight, and then I will get it back on there and you'll see that. Alrighty, so I got it bolted on. you can see here. Now, what I done earlier is I put all the bolts back into where they came out of to make sure that I don't forget where they come from. Makes it very easy, because otherwise it can get very complicated and you have 50 million different bolts and you have no idea where the hell they go. This can start going on. Let's quickly push all of them in a bit. Now, right here you got these knobs. They stick up into here. Bolt hole down here lines up with this one right here. So, I should probably take, oh, hang on. Alrighty. On. Awesome. Got the first part back on the bike. Alrighty, so after that screw up, I found that this needs to go on first. I'm going to come under here and I'm going to plug the dash in. So it's in now. Put this little rubber shroud on it. Here we go. Alrighty, so the dash is on and plugged in. Now I can get that headlight on underneath. Hopefully that's next. So, let's put all these lights in first. Let's get the headlight first. Alright. Put up and on. These two bolts go in to hold that on. Alright, so now I'm going to get onto this bracket. So as you can see, it is bent and it's pushing the whole thing in the top here. So I'm just going to really quickly take this off, grab some pliers and pull that out, and then put it back on. Really quick, simple job. Alrighty, that's all done. Very quick and simple job. Come look over here. Hell of a lot more straight now. I'm sure that's all it needs to be. It's not like it's crucial. It looks like it should be that way now, so that's the important part. Alrighty, so now we're on to building the fender eliminator. So this here metal bracket that's in here, I'm going to be using that as or at least this piece here, as a guide for the bracketry to bolt it to the bike itself. So I have to get all of this out, and then I can use that to trace how I want it to mount up, and then I will be building upon that till about the license plate to that, and then cutting a little hole and using some way to attach a new light to it, which you'll see in a moment. So I'm gonna get this out, I'm gonna draw this up, cut it out, and I'll speak to you then. Alrighty, so I've got it all done. So this is pretty much all it is. It's very small, very discreet, and looks really good on the bike. This is just another license plate I've had laying around. It's good for making measurements and stuff off. Don't have to get them off any of the other bikes, seeing as that one does not have one yet. So they're the 4 original mounting holes for the bracket for this one. I've measured them on. Can't really, oh yeah, line them up there. Go straight through. This hole is where my license plate light's going to go through. This here is what I'm using as a license plate light. I've got 2 of them here. Right there is all it is. So that'll be down underneath the bike facing that way. Line comes up through it. And that'll be there pointing on the license plate, hopefully. So I'm going to have to do that to it. Oh well. That'll light up enough, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah. Everything's been painted, as you can see here. You saw that last episode, or one before it. I'm not too sure at the moment. So, we're going to get it all back together now. It's not a lot that has to be done. I think everything's pretty much been modified. We have to put levers on it, get all the painted stuff back on, and I'm pretty sure that'll be it. It'll be good then to go and get a roadworthy and inspection and everything else that needs to be done, paperwork wise. So, alrighty, so this is how the paint's come out. I think that is absolutely spectacular. It's got a nice colour to it. It's nice and speckly, if that's what you want to call it. It's got a few chunks in it here and there, but later on, another day, after I've got it all inspected, it can go and get pulled off again and buffed. There's a few other things I want to touch up, but not 100% if they're legal or not, so it has to go through its paperwork first. Sadly today, while I was at work, these things were hanging up where I had them painted. There's a large gust of wind, it blew it over. The bar that it was hanging on and the ladder has happened to fall on it and re-break it, so it has to go on the bike now, just the way it is. Real sad, but in a later episode, I will try and plastic weld it. Hopefully that'll fix it up instead and be a lot more stronger. More strong, however you want to say that. Don't know which way is correct. But anyway, I'll have to fix that up in a later date. It has to go on the bike and be ready for a roadworthy this week. And I got no more time to work on it, so that's how that's come out, and the rear sets as well. So let's get it all back together. Alrighty, so I had a bit of an issue right here. This part here that's meant to hold the spring here for the rear tail light, it didn't fit. So I had to go use I don't know what you call it, it's like a burry bit. It cuts out metal. Had to run that around in a loop. It's not pretty, but now this piece here will actually fit in it. So That works now. That didn't fit before. As you can see, I've had a few issues with this. I kind of didn't remember where I put everything and where it all went. But it's coming together slower than I expected. Oh, we'll just wait until we see when it's done. Alrighty, so I'm pretty sure I got the brake side done now. Let's do a quick little test. Oh, hang on, I gotta figure out how to start it now. There we are. Moving. Perfect. It's working, the brake light works at a good point. It's safe to call that one done. Now to move on to the other side. Hopefully I got that one already pretty much built. Right here. So let's get that one on. Alrighty, so apparently the rear sets on that were a lot harder than they should have been. But I have got them on finally, as you can see. And they're adjusted to approximately where I'm going to like it, so I hope I don't have to change it. I can't even move the brake one any further, but oh well. Just how it is. So now, it's time for me to stick on the fairings. Time to see how well they came out painted. As you can tell also, the paint just didn't stick to the aluminium. Hated it. Didn't do it. Didn't want nothing to do with it. So that's all chipped off, which is absolutely lovely. I wanted to see the green behind it. But, oh, what can you do? Deadlines. Great. So I'll get onto that now and let's see how that comes up. together now. The grey looks not too bad. I think it works out quite well. Just a couple of issues with where it hasn't been painted, doesn't match perfectly, but I still think it's come out quite nice. So at least it's all back together now. All I gotta do is change these levers. I'll just do them really quickly off camera because it's very late and I have lots of work to do tomorrow that actually pays me. So it's gonna be it for now. Thanks for watching. This has been a very time-lapse video. Not a lot of talking's gone on, so I hope that's all good with you guys. I will have to catch you in the next one. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you later.